Professor Port informed me that you found some old Merlot Industries technology interfering with our security network. It might be nothing. Or it might be everything! Either way...
Shut up!
Heyo, it's GrandGoten. Now with RWBY currently at its 8th volume, I thought why not look at RWBY Grimm Eclipse, a game set way before the current volume. Hey, it's thematic, kind of. But first, RWBY, beginning in 2013, a Rooster Teeth series created by Monty Ohm. It's quite an enjoyable series with quite a great soundtrack. I enjoy the show quite a lot, good characters, and some great fight scenes, until the pacing felt like it took a hard stop from Volume 5 onwards. Before we take a look at Grimm Eclipse, I thought we should at least look at some of the other games that have been made with the RWBY franchise, or at least feature them. And it's phone games. Great. Let's take a look at RWBY Crystal Quest. Whenever it actually loads for me. Yeah, the game itself doesn't actually want to load. I don't think I'm missing out on much just looking at the screenshots. It's just a match-free, puzzle-ish game with RWBY characters. Take Bejeweled, slap RWBY and Weiss on it, boom, Crystal Quest. Next is RWBY Amity Arena, a tower defense gacha game. Look, I already have enough on my phone as is, but this is for the sake of content. Yes, Among Us is a gacha, the biggest gacha of them all. Trust in strangers. RWBY Amity Arena is actually quite fun. You create a team with Grimm, fodder soldiers and huntsmen seen in the series and use their abilities and effects to destroy the turrets on your opponent's side and then destroy their big beacon at the end. I found the matches for it to be quite fun and quite intense, especially when, near the end, double aura starts dropping for you to summon your characters and it gets quite frantic as you rush between your opponent to try and get more units out and get to their beacon as fast as possible. Now, it's a gacha, so let's do a summon for the hell of it. My luck tends to dip into trash really frequently with the number of gacha games I play. There was the RWBY deck building game, but that was discontinued, so... oh well. Next we have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Check me out doing the YouTuber game case showing thing for talking about one specific game. Where in the base game our main girls all make an appearance. It's an Arc Systems fighting game, so it's good. That was no shot. Did I buy it because RWBY characters are in? Yes. I don't even know what an Under Night in Birth is, but I saw Yang and Blake were there and I knew I needed to play it. RWBY Grimm Eclipse is actually an interesting sort, starting out as a fan game from Jordan Scott before becoming an officially picked up game by Rooster Teeth, which is actually pretty cool. Good on Jordan Scott for that. If only the game could have evolved beyond its initial fan game roots though. Now for that plot. And if you're looking to catch up on RWBY, why you're watching this video I'm not too sure, but spoiler warning, I guess? Taking place between Volume 2 and 3, we start with the team travelling to Emerald Forest to sort out an issue with the security network, fending off hordes of Grimm. They discover that the network has been tampered with by an unknown party using cages to capture the Grimm. The cages were created by Merlot Industries, and the crew investigates an abandoned facility in Mount Glen, guided by Professor Oobleck, who I don't like at all. Side note, I just hate him. Series and especially in this.
Or it might be everything! Either way...
Shut up!
Anyways, while travelling to the facility, shenanigans happen, and an enormous explosion sends the team down to a pointless distraction, where they must stop a bomb from going off in the ruins of a city underground, but we at least get a glimpse at the mutant Grimm, so it's something. Travelling to Forever Fall, following the trail left behind by Merlot, we meet more mutant Grimm and find a Grimm facility. When attempting to infiltrate the Merlot ship coming, the team hide in a shipping container, and are somehow outsmarted because said container is taken to a remote island. I know they don't make good decisions in the show, but come on. On the island, a brief detour to get Oobleck back in speaking form. Don't know why you'd want that. Dr. Merlot introduces himself, and then Osbin decides to plop in to be relevant and speak to Merlot. The team discovers some green goop that Merlot has been using to mutate the Grimm. They call it serum, points for originality. Following a pipeline of the green goop, I'm going to call it that now, they find Merlot's lab, fighting against robots and mutant Grimm. We beat a mutant Deathstalker, and then Merlot blows up the lab.
No!
And then it ends. Yay? You're the winner? The story is nothing special. There's next to no cutscenes present to show off the actual story. but rather it's presented to you with Oobleck and other characters just talking through the character's scroll with the occasional input from the character you're playing as. So it's fine. Now we gotta talk about that gameplay. That oh so riveting gameplay. It's okay. Grimm Eclipse is a hack and slash of the most basic nature. You've got your standard light attacks and your heavy, with combos being a press of the light attack with a heavy latched on. While flashy and quite fun, the combo system feels way too shallow for a series like RWBY. A move list with depth akin to Bayonetta would be great for a game based off the actual series than what we actually got in the end. Characters do be feeling like themselves though. They share combo strings, but each with different results, so you can pick whichever of Team RWBY you like the most and go completely ham. Defeating enemies and grabbing artifacts will allow you to level up your characters, improving range attacks, ultimates, and some other buffs, though some of the buffs do need you to excessively grind certain aspects like countering 300 characters, which is not worth it. I don't want to do that at all. Pro tip, power up your ranged weapon. Half of the enemy roster means nothing when suddenly RWBY's powered up range attack just makes it mwah, easy mode. The game itself looks quite nice, environments are quite colourful, and the character models are perfect for each character. Now if only we didn't have stretches of nothing happening to reach the next combat arena. As far as I could see on my playthroughs, we get 2 jumping puzzles, which aren't even puzzles. The characters can call it that, but jumping from one platform to another is not a puzzle. Sometimes going off the beaten path rewards you with an artifact for some XP. Sometimes though, only sometimes, the game never feels like it left the fan game state even when Rooster Teeth got their hands on it. Something like this could have evolved into a great experience on both solo and multiplayer fronts, rather than having multiplayer be its main focus and single player just being a glorified horde mode with a horribly strung together plot that just barely keeps it together. Even the music, a hallmark of the show, isn't even represented all too well. We have many great tracks in volumes 1 to 3 alone just for them to have used it, but instead we just get some instrumental music of It's Time to Say Goodbye, and This'll Be the Day will be used as the level up jingle.
Almost perfect.
But most of the time the ambient music is just playing when no combat's happening, and will play when combat is happening. Twice I had battle music play suddenly when I was just running through a hallway, or running in a field with nothing happening. The enemy variety is quite nice actually, with a fair number of Grimm to fight, like creeps, Ursas, Beowulfs, but Beowulfs are incredibly boring to fight as a group. It just ends up looking like this.
Boring.
Now, I'd like to talk about that multiplayer, but I couldn't find anyone to play it with. I know, shocker, a game that's like a few years old now has nobody playing it, that's not surprising. Now, just move out that other way, we get to talk about the DLC of the game, like Team Juniper, so you get to play as John, Nora, Pyra, and Ren. So like Team RWBY, they all play quite uniquely, still using the same combo strings, but still feeling like themselves. Alongside that, the whole cast from the show does reprise their roles for each respective character, and do bring the charm that normally comes with them, so it does actually make everything a little better when they put the little lines in between Oobleck's speeches. Could do with hearing less of the Ice Queen line from Weiss, though.
And that's why they call me the Ice Queen. And that's why they call me the Ice Queen. And that's why they call me the Ice Queen.
Also, there was DLC for the time skip outfits and also for the dance outfits. Now, not worth it. No, I don't need that. I'll pay for like 48 Gokus though in a Dragon Ball game, but I won't pay for that. Overall, RWBY Grimm Eclipse is quite disappointing, just down to the fact that it could have easily grown past its fan game roots into a much more refined game. But with that game coming along with WayForward and Arc Systems working on it, I think it might be something special. The dudes make Guilty Gear and Fighters. I have many reasons to feel good about it. Can't forget Shantae and Hyper Switch Force? Hyper Switch Force? Yeah, that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Who's your favourite RWBY character? Please let me know in the comments. Probably Nora for me personally. If you've enjoyed what you saw, why not like and subscribe also? And that bell icon. Who knows, maybe soon I'll have to ask you to fill in a captcha so you know when I actually upload. I'm also on Twitter, so why not follow me there, link in the description. And just thank you for watching.